My interest in music actually started at a very young age. I got my first guitar when I was like around the age of 6. Started taking guitar lessons though a few years later, so really it started when I was about 8 or 9. Just pursued from there really. Contacted one singer and then started my first band, and it all just carried on from there. My family massively influenced my interest in music. They're the ones who drive me to every show. They help me get my gear on and off stage. They help out with the recordings. They funded the last album. They helped me afford a lot of my instruments. They're just the reason I can actually gig and get going without it being stressful and expensive for me really. So I'd say that they massively influenced my music career. I'm definitely influenced by other music, but it varies really. My influences go from people from like the guitarists from bands like Crowbar to bands like Led Zeppelin for like the style and the way he plays. Riff wise, you can go from majorly Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine and Audioslave. Yeah, I'm definitely influenced by other musicians, but I take my influence from them, but I don't want it to sound like a straight rip off, which is very important to me actually. My best musical experiences, first one was probably definitely playing Soccer Six, which is not huge, but it's not small either. It was a charity football event in London where there were a crowd of 4,000 people there just watching the whole kind of stadium play football, and we were playing there. We got a huge response from us putting a tweet out saying asking people to say our name to them, and then they just heard about us and they got us on the bill. We played with like people from bands like Death Van were there as well, so that was huge. My next, probably the biggest one, definitely be when I play in front of over 4,000 people in November supporting Saxon and the Dead Daisies, which is going to be huge. There isn't much local bands in our area. Everybody kind of has copped out and gone down the cover band route. There might be one originals band for every 15 cover bands, and the cover bands are the ones that are going to get heard and noticed because they're the ones that bring the crowds in, which is a shame. I think people really need to start supporting bands that are taking the time out to write and record and get the name known rather than just in it to play other people's stuff for a few quid on a weekend. Any advice? Definitely just go for it, really. For me, it was a case of I had family and friends to support me, and the band support me, and everyone really supported me with it. But it's not about like what ifs. It's either you pick up an instrument and you do it properly, or you don't do it at all. That's really, you don't go into a show going half-assed. I mean, we sound check at 2 in the afternoon and we're not on until 10 o'clock at night. We're in some cities for 9 and 10 hours a day before we're actually on stage, but I couldn't do that if I was just half-assed about it. If you're gonna do it, pick up an instrument, learn it, go for it. Don't beat around the bush with it.